May saw the Brazilians at the top of the table, and a win against Tuks would put them in an unassailable position and give them a 7th PSL title.
We started off a bit shaky, but I think as the game went on, we got into our groove and managed to score early goal. And the second one came 20th minute as well, which is nice and early.
My favorite goal, I think it was the third one, because if you look at my position, it was awkward because I thought I was in an outside position. But after the goalkeeper took a step in that placing, I want to say I think that was the best goal.
You know, when we scored the second goal and we knew that we just got one hand on the trophy and we just have to keep going, and most importantly, we didn't concede goals.
The celebrations were short-lived. The loss to AS Vita meant the Brazilians were now in the Confed Cup. They had to save face in Africa.
It's a struggle because you have to convince the body that you're gonna keep on going, and it's more of a mental struggle because this thing that you've been fighting for all the time, now it's done, you've won it, and now there is another one. It is really a struggle and takes a lot out of you as a player because you have to keep on exercising the mind to say, let's go, you know, it's not done. Previously, you told yourself that it's done, it's just that we've won the league, and now there's another thing to also play for. It gets kind of challenging.
Sundowns beat Mediama from Ghana 3-1 at home, but the game got off to a shaky start. Well, shaky according to Pito's high standards, that is.
The first half was unbelievable, it was terrible. Sometimes I do understand, you know, they are human beings, they're still celebrating. At that time, I never coached, I just kept quiet. But what's important is they responded. I think the turning point was bringing Malajila and Teko, as well as Zwane, the substitutes. Played very well. I mean, how can they score 3 goals in about in the space of 6 minutes? It's unbelievable. Kama's goal, the gods of Sundowns, the gods of Mamelodi Sundowns. You know, he was trying to cross and he scored.
Before they headed for the return leg, they had one more personal battle to win in the PSL. They had to beat second-place Wits on their turf and drive home the fact that Sundowns were SA champs.
It's more than the game there. You know, they do everything to win. It's a win at all costs. And if it's a win at all costs because it's on the game, it's fine. But it's a jungle there.
The Brazilians lost 2-0 to Mediama and were out of the Confed Cup once again thanks to their away goal rule. Time to lick their wounds and celebrate local victory.
Yeah, this team is really special. It knows how to win, and they fight for one another. And we have a lot of consistency on the team. I've kept almost 95% of the starting lineup all the time. Not because I kept it for consistency. No, I kept it because it is the team that gives us more chances to win. When that team is on the pitch, we've got 21 wins. So that's why I've kept that. They know each other very well, but the most important thing is the team spirit within that team. We've played a lot of games and they're still strong. It's a special team, yeah.
While parading the trophy through Tshwane, the team received the news that there would be no break this year. AS Vita were disqualified and Sundowns were back in Champions League.
It was overwhelming. We were busy celebrating the success of the season, but boom, there's another news, we're back in Champions League. You have to click again, you have to understand now that we're not gonna be like other teams, same off-season as them, we need to come back earlier than them. Even the mindset, you need to switch on again, back to work.
The team cleaned up at the annual PSL Awards, winning 6 awards, including Coach of the Year, Player of the Year, Players Player of the Year, Defender of the Year, and Goalkeeper of the Year. Then it was back to business in Africa. Satif in Algeria.
I saw it from behind. It was an amazing goal. And I think it just came at the right time. I think obviously they were trying to impose themselves and put a lot of pressure on us, and then it was almost like a sucker punch. I think it was a goal that was at the right time, but a beautiful taken goal, beautiful to watch.
To score on debut of the Champions League was just a blessing from God. There was a lot going through my mind after the ball went into the net. I even lost it, I became emotional. I don't actually know how I managed to get that far up the field, but I was there and I just had to do the best with the opportunity I had. I was told by the coaches that I need to take more shots at goal because you've got the technique to score. I managed to do what the coaches requested from me, and it was a beautiful goal. I've adjusted to a lot of things that coach wanted, which is calm down in front of the box, make the right decision, don't be in a hurry, get to a stage whereby it's now becoming part of me. Yeah, it's coming slowly, and I can say that with this season, I managed to score goals while I'm coming. If I look at the goals that I scored, it's one of the things that coach fought for. It really worked, and it's amazing when coach is fighting you and you don't see that on yourself, but he's seeing it from far. And when that starts working on you, it really humbles you.
For me, the timing of that goal, because they were coming at us again in the beginning of the second half and trying to get that goal and putting pressure after pressure, and then we scored again. And I think that was just taking the wind out of their sails. So it was beautiful goals at the right moment, so everything just fell in place with that game.
The win against Sétif outraged the Algerian fans, and a riot ensued that eventually resulted in Sétif being expelled from the tournament. Bayang, bye-bye.
To be honest, it's sad to see what the fans did on the day. We were there to play football. We understand the frustrations they have. It's not nice to lose at home, but to see scenes like that, it's not pleasant because the players didn't do anything wrong, but now the team is out of the competition. We just hope that fans can just be able to control their emotions, and the pressure and the frustrations can be dealt with afterwards.
Next, the Brazilians took on Enyimba from Nigeria at home, and once again, Lucas Moripe proved to be a happy Champions League hunting ground for the SA champs.
Tough game. Obviously, we expected them to be very physical, and which they were. And we knew if we just kept the ball, just play our passing game, the goals will come. And fortunately for us, we got one just before the halftime, and that's what gave us the momentum.
Arons' second half goal meant that the Brazilians headed to Cairo to face the mighty Zamalek at the top of the table with 2 victories in 2, and once again, it was time for Sugar to shine.
I'd say it's similar to the first one. I don't know how I got that far up the field. Luckily, I was there to take the rebound from Kama's shot, and I'm happy I scored the goal.
It was tough. We always knew it was going to be tough. Zamalek is a good team. They have good individuals. But I think from our side, it took team effort. The boys really fought well. They showed character. Even when Zamalek equalized, we still fought, and we showed that we really wanted to win,
Like I always say, we've got a great understanding in front. Keegan has got a great vision, very wonderful player. When he started pushing the ball, I waited for him to look at me. Before I moved, I set myself free when we had eye contact. And then before the game, coach told me, Kama, you need to take 2 touches in the box. And yeah, I didn't put so much power. I had a very good first touch. I took another touch. Then I just passed it in, and it was a pressure relief, man. We needed that. It came in the right time, and we started playing our own game.
The away win against Zamalek gave the Brazilians the belief that they could compete in Africa and possibly even go all the way, especially knowing they were 1 game away from qualifying for the semi-finals.
We weren't penetrating that much in first half, and second half we started forcing, going forward, creating more opportunities. And we know if we create a lot of opportunities, one will go in. So that's what we did, and our luck was on our side. It was an own goal, but we take any goal and we're happy with the win.
With the win, Sundowns qualified for the semi-final, and Pito could use the last group game in Nigeria to try different combinations and give a few more players a Champions League run.
We made a good move, me and Temba, and I think the guy disturbed me, and Temba took a shot and I saw it up in the air. I was like, okay, let me try it. Let's score from there and see what happens. And luckily enough, I scored. Yeah, I thought we were back in the game and we're gonna score more. And unfortunately, it didn't go away. Like, we lost. The goal doesn't mean so much to me because I would have loved to score and we win. The guys worked so much. They worked so hard. I'm glad that we managed to qualify before this match. Because imagine if we didn't qualify and we lose the match.
Back home, the new season started and it was business as usual for the PSL champs. They took out Matsatsantsa Pitori 3-1 in the MTN 8.